Hey, I was hoping you'd come back. I'm John Zidar. This is Monday, September 20th, start to a new week. On behalf of PB Alerts, giving you the alert you want, but that training you really need, this is my DD. I call it at the top and hot because that's what I try to focus in on. For whatever reason, the stock is getting attention. Maybe it's in the news, maybe it's at the top of a screener for percentages or volume. Maybe it's getting the most interest. Whatever it is, I try to focus in on that because that's probably one that's going to grow. Today, we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday and jump back into the advancers. And for those stocks that we can't find information on, we're going to go just a little bit further since we're already looking at how many trades there are, basically knowing how many people are trading a stock. What do you want to trade? A stock that has 8 people trading it or a stock that has 800 people trading it? Right. If we can't find a reason, maybe it's not just in the news or the press release. Maybe there are details not put out in such a fashion that we can pick up on if we go to places like Twitter, where there's thousands of people poking their nose around and all sorts of stuff that'll bring gleanings to us. And then you might be able to catch on. Because the truth of the matter is, sites like Reddit and Twitter and Facebook generate a lot of interest in these stocks when they start talking about it. And when they uncover stuff, it moves, and it moves the stock as well. So let's jump back into my favorite place over at the OTCmarkets.com. So as I said, the OTC Markets is where I come. OTCmarkets.com is an official site. This site is backed by FINRA, backed by the SEC. Filings and financials, information on share count, all that stuff here is legitimate information. All the other sites you go to for this information, they get it here. So I start here from the start, and what I can't find here, I go out and look for. So the first place I go when I'm doing this type of search is current market. Now you can go to closing. I looked at this earlier, and today it's still showing Friday's closing. So I'm just going to come over here to current market, which is pretty much the same as closing because, well, there's nothing going on anymore. Now we've got 3 tabs here. You've got most active stocks, then advancers, then decliners. And depending on what you're looking for, one will be better than the other. We're looking for gainers, so we're going to focus in on just the advancers. Now there's 3 ways that we can focus in: stocks over $1, stocks over a nickel, or just all of them. For our practical purposes, we're going to look at all of them. Now that doesn't mean we really do look at all of them because a bunch of them actually get sorted out right from the get-go. We're not going to look at any of these double diamonds, which are caveat emptor, skull and crossbones. They're not buyable, and you wouldn't want to buy them anyways. They're in real bad shape for whatever reason. Then you have stop signs. Again, not purchasable. So it really doesn't matter what the excuse, the reason, we just can't buy it. Why look at it? And these are going to be gone by September 28th. All of the double diamonds and the stop signs. I don't believe you're going to see these up here anymore. They're going to be pulled off the market and put into what they call the gray market and the expert market, which is away from us. You have to actually go to them offline to buy these stocks. So we are not going to consider any of them. But in saying that, these yield signs came close to a stop sign, right? Yield is close to stop, just not exactly. And these are purchasable, but most of these are non-filing. They're late, and they have the same deadline, September 28th. But these are purchasable. And when these companies put in 10Ks, 10Qs, and disclosures, which are all financially related, they are just that much closer to getting current. All they then need is an attorney letter. That's the very last piece to the puzzle when all other forms have been put in. That is the stamp of approval legally that allows the OTC market to accept them, and they go current. And that's when another explosion happens. And there are lots of explosions right now, which is why we're doing this. There is only 8 days left before the deadline is over, which is really 1 week. 1 trading week is all we get. And these stocks are doing, if they're not doing hundreds of % in a day, they are climbing for 4 or 5 days in a row. So they're worth looking at now. So we're going to jump into this, and I am going to be looking at stocks primarily with 3 digits. Over here, trades. That's what I'm looking for. I want to know how many trades. All right, just for an example, let's look at this one right here. I'm going to stick with a pink. We won't look at anything stupid. This one here, SNNGF, at 3 cents, did 837% gains today. Wouldn't you have liked to have had that? Well, of course you would. Who wouldn't? But they only had 2 trades for that entire gain. Now, that could be one person, but it wasn't more than 2. I'll guarantee you that. So, at the most, 2 people caused that entire 837% gain. Now, if you're over at your charts, you see that it's had 100,000, which isn't a very big amount of shares at all. But you see the share count, you see the gain, and you say, whoa, and maybe this happened early. Maybe it happened at the bell, a bounce. Well, you look and you see it's only 2 people. Do you really want to buy into it? Do you really think there's a good chance that this is going to go up? Or would you prefer to find a stock? I don't see anyone. I'm looking. Oh, how about this one? Would you prefer to see a stock that has 5,536 people trading it? Now, maybe it's not 5,536 people. Maybe some people bought in multiple times. So let's just say 5,000. Do you want to trade with 5,000 people? Do you think the price will move on that? I do. So what did they gain today? 126%. Now, to be honest, I have watched this stock today, and that is how it finished. It virtually did double that today before 10 o'clock. In the first 15 minutes, BONZ jumped 243% and then started to fall. Why? Well, it's not going current. Now, they may have just gone current, but I know that's not the case. So let's come on over here and see what stimulated BONZ today to have 5,000 people investing in her. Verified profile, transfer agent at just over a penny, penny 36. That is a very good price. So she hasn't had any new disclosures. I'm going to go all just in case we're missing something. Okay, not for over a month. These are the other filings. 8K could be a change in material. Not for a couple years. Okay, how about news? We're running out of catalysts here, aren't we? Let's see if we got anything in the news department. Yes, we do, right there. Now, I want you to pay attention to a detail here. It says 9/18, so this was 2 days ago. And you're saying, but why is it running today if the news is old? It isn't old. That's Saturday. Friday was the 17th. This news came out on Saturday when there was no trading. So Monday was the first opportunity anybody got to show how they felt about this news. And what was it? World's first hybrid NFT company to be listed in the United States. Bonanza Goldfields Corp enters into a memorandum of understanding to acquire hybrid NFT firm Marvian Media Limited. NFTs are hot, folks. NFTs are crypto, but unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum, they don't have a set price that you just go and pay. They're collectibles. And NFTs recently have been getting hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million for one. And that's the whole thing. NFTs aren't printed up 10,000 or 1,000 or even 100 or 10. You get one special NFT, which is what makes it so special. So NFTs are hot, and this news didn't come out till Saturday, so that's why this ran. Now let's go take a look at the chart and see what it had to say. Okay, BONZ. Wow. All right, you can see she was flat for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Was she flat for more than that? Let's go back 10 days. Oh, wow. Okay, just out of curiosity, I just want to gander 4 hours, 6 months. Wow. Now that does tell a tale there, doesn't it? Look at our high. It beat the high. The high was back here at 0.0349 and it's at 0.036. And that is one heck of a jump. Woo! I did not see this perspective before. But looking at it the way we were just looking at it, let's go 1 month. Okay, there's 30 days. Flat as a pancake until today, which is only responding to news that came out Saturday, and they like the idea of NFTs. Now we're on a 1 hour there. Let's come down to 5 minutes so we can get a better look. Okay, you can see I was looking at this earlier. What I've got here is roughly the 50% mark from the bottom of this surge to the top of this surge. Right there. Now the truth of the matter is I like to draw mine from the bar top, not the actual tags up here. And doing it that way, it would be a little bit lower. It would be about here, actually. But in any case, wherever the 50% mark line is, which is somewhere in here, the stock fell to it, then below it, and did not try to fight to stay on it like a monkey, grabbing on it for its last, it didn't. It just kept coming down and coming down. So I believe, in my opinion, that this has found its value for what they think this is worth. You can also see down here. Let's move into the minutes so you can really get a feel. See, she's gone back into that sleep mode. She got up, had herself a bowl of cereal, and has gone back to bed. So I don't think that she's going to give a whole lot more. You can see she finished on a downtrend. Volume for sales pushing down. But that's why she ran today. And had we been watching, had we seen that that was going to go, and how can you tell? Well, that's easy. You come over to your chart. Let's get back over there. You come over there, and I guarantee you, that's going to show something. This 283 at 5 minutes after the bell is probably 15. This one would probably be something like 200. And these would be 1 and 3 and 6. So it's going to stand out. Literally, like a light is glowing on it. You're going to see a big number over here. You're going to see shares. Now, this isn't streaming, so you're not going to see numbers moving. You have to hit that refresh button in the corner if you're on a computer. However you do it on your phone, do it on your phone. As soon as you refresh it, you can probably see the new information. But my point is you can catch it early. And you could have caught this jump today, whether you knew the news or not. Now, you can see stuff running. Come over here, check out the news, do a little bit of DD, and then jump in. Absolutely. My point is you've got a lead, right? And that was a good one today. All right, 283. Now, that's not a bad one. 283 is a triple number. I'm looking for 300s, 3 digits, 4 digits, even 5 digits. That's right. Over 10,000 people maybe wrapped around a trade. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Now, this is good. 283 for 1 million shares, about $250,000, 123%. Nobody's going to complain about that. Let's go see what AWSI has going. They are a yield sign, so I anticipate that there could be a very good chance that they are just going current. Let's see here. Well, there we go. All right, she's at 20 cents, 123% gain today, which means she was under a dime when she started. See what we got. There is absolutely no news, and attorney letter with respect to information for quite a few. I see 630. I see a list here. What's going on? So it looks like they've got quite a few. Now, an attorney letter is a final approval for all your financials. Once your financials are in, then you move up. Now, they have everything here. Now, when was that? 2 days ago? Thursday. Okay. Now, they can, meaning FINRA or the SEC, can have questions about the filings. And they've got a list here, 1, 2, 3. And there's supplemental information here. So if they have questions, this won't get put current until the questions are answered. And again, they will have to file with their answers to the questions. That will come up here too. So this may be enough. It may not be enough. I'm not sure. Now let's go take a look at the chart. Let's see if she's been running for days since this news came out, or if, she's just a one-day popper. Okay, AWSI on Thinkorswim's trading platform from TD Ameritrade, absolutely free. If you sign up with them, that's free too. This is 5 days. Let's go back 1 month. Okay, so this was only last week, isn't it? Yep, this is from the day that that filing came out, the 16th, the 17th, and today. And this is about 50%, right? Went up, came down, landed on the 50%, and it's hanging like a monkey, not sitting like a king. You can see it has done its number, but is it done? I don't think so. Not because the chart looks that great. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that because of the story. The story isn't finished being told. We don't know what's going on, and normally once you get current, it's like graduating from high school or college. It's a celebration. People are going to be happy once it goes current. And there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines that won't get into a stock that's on a yield sign. And once it changes though, then they'll get in. So yeah, I definitely expect more. Definitely do. And you can see that was a solid climb. Boy, oh boy, what time did that end? This ended at just at 3 minutes till 10. Another morning bounce. You find these in the morning, you jump into them, go 20% or 10 o'clock in the morning. That's my rule. You can do whatever you want, but I go 20% now. Does that mean I would have jumped out of this 20%? No, of course not. It's at 123% here. So what did it hit up here at its all-time high? You know, I think I have this also on a note over here. It was at 216% this morning. So 216% and ended at 123. So it's almost lost 100%. And isn't that about the 50% mark? Right. So it almost lost half of everything it gained. So if you'd got out at 10 in the morning, you'd had double the profits. You would have had 100% if you hung it on. But most big jumps first thing in the morning end at around 10:05. Just put it in your back pocket. If it falls after you've sold, you can buy back in if you really like that stock that much. Grab your gains. That's me. But you can see it does do that. Let's jump back to our advancer page. All right, there we are at AWSI. Let's see what we got here. Toner today was doing good. I couldn't help but notice Toner. Toner's got a very strong chart. 1,500 people were playing this today and did 250,000 shares between the 1,500 people. And look at that, folks. This is very good information for you. That's $2 million this company had invested into them today. That's a good telltale sign, and you can't get that information in a lot of places either. And it's all right here in one line. So let's take a look at Toner and see what happened. They are looking to go current, but did they have anything new today? No new news, and not since a week ago. Now, what I like to do is to go over to Twitter and check these things out when you're not too sure, right? This is where you can get the buzz. So I'm going to grab this and throw it into Twitter, and let's just see what they have for us. You got thousands of eyes over here, don't you? Thousands. Everybody looking around, wanting to share what they find. All right, this is September 18th. That was Saturday. Crypto acquisition, new management, recent filings, attorney letter, quarterlies, good float, 2.7 billion. I'm not going to agree with the float part. Let's see what other news we got here. Trips are coming back. Oh, we're not wanting trips. Company products and services updated 2 days ago. Reverse merger in Q4 of 2021. Okay, Q4 starts in October. Good to know, thanks. Outstanding shares 2.79, float 2.7, and they reduced the shares from, that's what I read, they reduced the shares from 4 billion to 3.2 billion. So you can see how you can find lots of little tidbits that you're not going to find in news. You'd have to be looking all around to find this stuff. So I like to come over here just to see what's going on, and you can come up here to latest. Latest will give you what's going on right now. Now, I mean right now. So we're looking at stuff that's happening at 6 o'clock in the evening. Probably not a lot going on. But if you scroll back, you can get into the last part of the day. Like there's an hour, 2 hours ago. So we're at the end of the day. If you're going to pick up some news that may have occurred, you might pick it up here. So Toner is running. And she had an 81% gain today. Now, was that her biggest gain? I honestly don't know. I don't think it was. I think she had a big pop today and settled at this price. All right, toner. Whew. Look at toner. Toner ran from this corner to that corner, top to top, all 5 days. You got to look back, right? You're just curious. You got to know how many days she's run. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is till the date is 9/13. And a quick glance back at that page. What was the filing for toner? Let's see what we got here. 9/13, right there, folks. Look, the beginning filing started on 9/13. And then there was more 9/14. And that was it. Attorney letter, cherry on the top. They had everything they needed right there. Are they current yet? No, they're not current because it takes time. You know, there's all that bureaucracy. Not a lot of time, but it doesn't just happen instantly. But from the day that the first report hit, the excitement got hot, and it has been running ever since. Is it going to continue running? Well, let's take a look at that chart again and see. Oh, well, sure looks like it. I mean, honestly, you had flat line here. You can see popcorn volume. Then you see bigger spikes. Then you see congestion. And you see it building up. Now, what am I on? I'm on 30 minutes here. Let's come down 15 minutes. How about 5 minutes? All right. There's your 5-minute outlook. Now, she hit a high bubble here and pulled back. Fought, went right back to that high and pulled back again, and she's sitting on the 200, which isn't a great place. That's a testing point right now, so we'd actually want to watch it. We can see that MACD is falling hard, and we're into the red deep, and the RSI is way down to 47, under 50. 50's asleep. 40's, well, that's damage. That's when damage starts to occur. So I don't see this taking off in the morning, but that doesn't mean it couldn't simply recover. As you can see here, she has a tendency of showing not a lot of energy. Most days she doesn't show any oomph at the end, but ends up doing something. So this is a watcher, but toner is on the edge of going current, and that's what's got her running. That's the bottom line here. So keep an eye on it. Once it goes current, it may bounce again. All right, let's see what else we can find over there. Is that still open for me? Oh, it is. Good. I hate having to hit that over and over. Let's see. I see a 300. I see a 420. Oh, my God. Look at this one, folks. Right there. 10,000. Now, I'm surprised it's only got 46% gains, but, I mean, I wouldn't complain. 46% gains, especially on a day like today when the market fell so hard. You did see the big market, the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange fall today. There was an incident in China with a company called Evergrande, and Evergrande is the largest real estate company in China, and they have borrowed over $300 billion from over 300 different banks and financial institutions, and they can't pay their interest payments. And this has a lot of repercussions. The banks are reporting in 2 days. They've been selling properties cheap just to get cash flow to try to pay their interest payments, and they can't do it, which has now complicated the issue more. This is going to cause a serious credit crunch in China unless China bails them out, and we're not sure China wants to bail them out because they don't like big corporations running in debt. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen there. But in either case, this was a huge gain for a day like today, right? So you had 10,000 people at a $500 million shares, $12 million poured into this company's stock today. That says something. So let's go find out what it says. Sybil. Uh-oh. I hear she's got a lot of different personalities. Let's go see what Sybil says. Verified profile, transfer agent, anything current, anything we can look at. Friday, yeah, that's the most current, and it looks pretty good here. Cyberlux Corporation, Sybil, introduces Flight Eye Drone Solutions Leadership, Acquisition Structure and Technology Platform of the Unmanned Aircraft Systems Unit. Well, that's obviously it. See, and we see this came out on Friday, but we don't know what time it came out on Friday. Chances are, if you look at the stock the chart, the jump will tell you when this came out. Some sites will tell you what time. You can actually see a time, which is good information if you're doing DD. So it looks as though, I was wondering if they had gotten 100% of the company, or I don't see that they're saying that. But this is obviously the news. UAS related technologies, drones, it's big. We don't even know where it's going to go yet, do we? We have no clue where it's going to go. So this is definitely got people's attention. 10,000 people were looking at this today. Let's go see what the chart says. Okay, this is Sybil. This is for 5-day, 5-hour. Again, we have a low bubble in this corner, a high bubble in that corner. That's good. Climb, climb, climb. It's not serious, but it wasn't until Friday. What's that right there? Now let's see. Can we see that jump on Friday? I am on the 5-minute. Well, it may have come at the beginning of the day. It may sure have, because that was the big jump, and it pretty much held that all day. Yeah. And then it just picked up where it left off. There was a lot of volume. This would have been a good play for Monday. Let's see, are we on the 5-minute? We are. So you can see there was a lot of volume here, a jump. It was all climbing. Even the, well, you can't see that. That was pre-market. But right here we've got high RSI, and we had green and blue on our MACD. This would have been a perfect play for today. So let's back out and see what that would have done. What time did it hit its high? Hit its high at, oh, that's real late. Oh yeah, that's 12:15. 12:15, wow. So that was climbing most of the day. So this could climb tomorrow. When you have a climber go past 10 o'clock and just keep climbing, even though it did a bit of a pullback, it definitely isn't 50%, I don't think, of the whole darn day. Heck no. That would be something like here. So it's way above it. It did hit, oh, see that? It did hit it right there, although that's where the 20 is as well. And it's testing the 20 right now. So again, this is a testing point. We do have volume, although it's been descending all day. It's been getting weaker. You can see that on the MACD. The MACD will show you the volume pretty much. And the RSI, she's down in mid-50s, which means she's getting lazy. But she could spur on. So again, this would be a good one to keep your eye on for that advances chart in the morning. Now I said there was another one, and I haven't seen it here. I don't know what happened to it. I look at the stuff before the day ends, so I'm kind of familiar with some of it. I can't be familiar with all of it. And I had found AAPT, which I wanted to share with you, but I don't even see it here now. So it's a good thing I remembered that one. Let's go get AAPT. AAPT, okay, it only did 32% today. I'm not too sure what has got me looking at this, but let's see what it is I remembered. All American Pet Company, 32%, ended the day at about 2.5 cents. Verified profile, transfer agent says it is a shell company, which if they're doing a reverse merger would be a good thing. All American Pet Company announces letter of intent to acquire 200 million tech company. Oh, that's today, folks. That's why I grabbed it. And they had a letter of respect to current information. They're already current, so theirs already happened. They did theirs at the beginning of the month. Done, happened. Now they've got news. 200 million tech. Is that the name of the company, or is that its value? That's its value right there. A Nevada holding corporation actively pursuing acquisitions announced it has finalized and executed a letter of intent to acquire a technology company valued at $200 million. To that effect, the company has executed a binding letter of intent to acquire 100% of the outstanding shares of the acquisition candidate. Do they have the name here anywhere? No. No name. But they say the company's worth $200 million. And it's a tech company, and for a pet, an all-American pet company, to jump into this is pretty interesting, I think. Let's go see. Maybe there was a bigger jump earlier in the day, because today was hard. I'm surprised we had any gainers All right, let's jump over there. Apt. Just a 15 minute. That's okay. 15 minute, 5 day. Again, low bubble in this corner, high bubble in that corner. We are seeing that over and over, and you can't complain about a stock that you hold for 5 days that started down here and ends up here. And these are primarily for going current, but this one has news. But it was still climbing on the current news before the news today came out. And I would bet that this news came out somewhere around 12:30 this afternoon, because that's when the bump happened. Somebody caught that news instantly and it just flew. And it jumped fast too. So what was its high? Its high was 3.5 cents, and it was down here at just over 2 cents. So that is like 125%, something like that, way up here. So it maybe even 150%, and it fell back down. And that was in the middle of the day. So now let's see if we come in on the 5 minute, which is what I normally trade on. When I'm not doing a super fast trade, you know, I'm just trading, I'm waiting for an opportunity, I will be looking at this. And if I was in this one, I would have rolled this up and I'd think, oh look, she's going sideways. I'm going to give her some time. I'm not going to jump out because I got in it to gain something. And if it's not showing retreat, then why should I retreat, right? So I'm being patient and I would ride this out, and then another bump would come and I'd say, woohoo, I'm glad I stayed in. She hits a high bubble. Now I know what happens on a high bubble. It's going to pull back. So this is going to be tricky for me. So here it goes. It pulls back. Now I'm on a 5 minute. This is what I would be looking at. 2 red pullbacks and I'm out of there. So I have a pullback, then it goes green. Now you say, but it's lower. Not really. Okay, a red bar closes on the bottom and a green bar closes on the top. So the green is higher. It popped back up. Then it came down. Then it came down again. This is where I would have got out. Right there. To me, I need a confirmation. You can go 3 if you want, but I go to, a lot of traders go to 2 bars on the standard time frame that you're accustomed to working on. When it falls 2 or rises 2, you know, you're falling, and like today on the NASDAQ or the QQQ, I got to put on the QQQ. It starts falling, and then it bounces up. How do I know if that's a false one? Well, 1, 2, when it hits that third one, oh, that looks like it's climbing now. That doesn't look like a bounce. So I get out. So this looks like it is falling. It's taking the 10, which is the lightest and should be floating on the top, falling across the 20, not a good sign. This thin wafer busted through this thick 200, definitely not a good sign. That's a lot of power down for this little 10 to bust through that 200. And it has gone 1, 2, 3 past that, and even another one after hours. So this doesn't look real good. This doesn't look real good for a continuation, but that doesn't mean it won't. Penny stocks can turn on a dime. So rather than waiting and watching the charts and trying to figure, was that a big volume sale because a lot of people are in it, or was that a big volume sale because one person thinks it's going to climb? That happens, right? So again, I say, come here. Come over to the OTC markets. Don't forget the S on that, markets.com. Come up here. You can hit current market even during the day, and this is when you really should be looking at it. The bell goes off, come over here. Click current markets. Scoot this most active out of the way, jump down here, open it up so you can see what's going on. Now, as soon as you refresh, I do believe it's going to shrink the page, which is a real aggravation. But we are looking at what's at the top. And that's going to be bouncing, changing, because the information is going to be constantly changing. And when you see something come up that is a high number relative to everybody else, these are going to be 1s and 3s. Look, it finished the day at 1, 3, and 2. So these may all be zeros. You see something at 39 when everybody else is at 0 and 1, that's like 390 to a 10. So look at it. Don't waste too much time. Find something. And if you want, come over there, click this, see, scroll down, get some news real quick. Nothing available. Now, is this actually a NASDAQ? No. So this one would be difficult, but you get my drift. You come over there and you just check things out and then go see. But this is where you can come each day. Now, these are all stocks over $1. There's Face Drive again. We noticed Face Drive yesterday was a huge gain, as it was the day before, constantly doing 30 to 50% every day on no news. The company came out yesterday with news and said there's no reason for our stock to be going up. We're unaware of any changes. We can't explain it. And still, after they came out with that news, it went up to $3.43 from $2.43. What's it at right now? $2.85. So it went up, another 50 cents from where it closed yesterday. And they've told everybody there's no reason for it. So you can come over to your charts and you can do a scan over here if that's what you want to do. And you can bring up all this information and you can go into each one. You can see why. You can see how many shares. Put up the information you want. This is a bigger net. But if you're actually looking for a particular type of fish, you put on a particular type of bait. So if you're looking for that, I suggest that you monitor, especially for the next 8 days, if you're playing day trades and you want to find something hot. I would suggest you come over here and follow this chart from the start of the day. Choose your price, all 5 cents or $1. And remember, each time you refresh this, it's going to put it to $1. I don't believe, I'll try it here in front of you. I've got it on all. I am refreshing it now and it put it to $1. So you will always have to come back over there and push that. It's a pain. But if you can make hundreds of % gains for a little pain of pushing a button, might be worth it, eh? Now, I didn't exhaust that list. There are more to look at. But you can see where to go and how to search. How quickly you can just find out if it's a disclosure or a filing or if it's a piece of news. And then look at the chart and see how much momentum it has. Has it been running for 5 days? Was it a big bounce today that ended on a high? There is so much clear information on these. And here's the big point that I am making with these right now. This has got 8 days left before September 28th. And really, a couple of those days are for the weekend. So it's just pretty much this week. And these stocks are giving 5 days of gains or 500% gains in 1 day. I'm not exaggerating. Look at the last few videos. We have looked at bunches of these. The companies that are putting in the 10Ks, the 10Qs, and disclosures on financials that have yield signs are creating a lot of excitement with the investors. There's a lot of money being thrown at them, and they are doing gains day after day, and it's going to end September 28th. So if you're interested, I've shown you how to find these. I would love for you to make some gains on these little penny stocks, and then we'll move into the next phase and see what we can do with the profits you made here. Remember, folks, it's all about information. Information is the gold mine, right? Everybody's making money selling information. So the more you know, the more you're going to grow. Good luck, folks.